I'm Joanna Small, the Public Information Officer for the Commerce City Police Department. It's Monday, April 14th, and these are your weekend high or lowlights depending on how you look at them. This is essentially our video blotter where we give you a rundown of the most significant incidents your CCPD patrol officers responded to over the weekend. But we always like to start these off with a few fast facts. We answered 440 calls for service and made 117 traffic stops just on Saturday and Sunday. Now here are those highlights in chronological order. Overnight Friday into Saturday, officers responded to the 17,000 block of East 111th Place in reference to shots heard. An anonymous party called 911 to report someone at a residence in that area was shooting a gun in the backyard. When officers arrived on scene, they contacted multiple subjects who advised they heard the shots but denied anyone at the house was involved. The subjects also said a neighbor had come over and confronted them, starting a verbal altercation. Officers contacted that neighbor as well, who heard the shots, but couldn't identify who was firing the weapon. Officers did recover multiple shell casings on the scene. This incident is still under investigation. That same shift of officers also responded to a domestic violence incident in progress in the 5700 block of East 65th Way. When officers arrived, a woman told us she and her husband were in an argument and that he had pulled a gun on her before fleeing the scene in a vehicle. Officers were able to locate that vehicle outside a nearby residence and located the suspect inside that residence. He initially refused to comply with officers' commands to exit, but then did come out and was taken into custody without further incident. He is facing aggravated felony menacing and domestic violence charges as a result. Also on Saturday, officers were sent to the 7600 block of Highway 2 for reports that a suspect had forcibly taken his ex-girlfriend into a bedroom where he robbed and assaulted her. He had fled the scene, but using our new camera technology that alerts us to the location of stolen or wanted vehicles, we were able to find his vehicle and conduct what's called a high-risk traffic stop. The suspect was taken into custody and faces charges for domestic violence, second-degree kidnapping, and assault. Excellent and quick work finding and apprehending the violent suspect patrol. Overnight Saturday, officers responded to the 6300 block of East 65th Place for shots fired that had just occurred. The reporting party stated a neighbor had shot something that struck him in the back of his head, and doctors later confirmed it did cause serious bodily injury. The neighbors gave consent for officers to search their backyard where the shot in question had likely originated, and they did find multiple BB guns. The neighbors denied shooting the guns at the victim, and officers did not have enough probable cause at the time to arrest a suspect. But the investigation is continuing with second-degree assault charges on the table. Finally, overnight Sunday, officers were sent to a disturbance with weapons in the 5100 block of Quebec Street at the Travel America. A suspect had pointed a gun at his friend during an argument in the bathroom and was then seen waving the gun around near one of the gas pumps. As officers arrived, the suspect vehicle was attempting to leave that scene. Officers conducted another high-risk traffic stop and took several individuals from the vehicle into custody, including the suspect in the gun incident, who appeared to be intoxicated. The gun, or a gun, was discovered in plain view on the front passenger side floorboard. Additionally, the suspect's child was sitting in one of the rear passenger seats. He is now facing a number of charges to include reckless endangerment, disorderly conduct, prohibited use of a weapon, and child abuse. That's all for now. We'll see you next time. Have a safer week, Commerce City, and remember, if you need us, we are always just minutes away.